Hi, my name's Bianca Shembri and I'm going to be taking you through the layers of my new single Lullaby. I'm going to start with the intro. The intro has only 3 instruments, so 3 layers. There's a synth, a bass line and a hi-hat. So I'll show you them all separately and then I'll show you together. So let's start with the bass line. The bass line is a thick bass line because it's filling out the intro, seeing that the rest of the instruments are quite light. So it sounds something like this. And then on top of that we have the hi-hat, which is quite a simple hi-hat. And then the last thing that I added was the melody line, which is something like this. And all together, it sounds like this. Originally, when I was writing this song, I had the bass line and the hi-hat, but I didn't add the melody line till later on when everything was almost complete. I felt as if I put the melody with some piano at the beginning, it made people feel more familiar with the chorus later on. Even though they've never heard it before, it just makes them believe they kind of know it, feel it, and then get more comfortable with it, which is a really good trick to getting people to really feel like they understand your music. Once the intro was done, I had to build it up. I had to get the music going because obviously it's a very upbeat song. So I started with adding some more drums. I didn't want to add a beat straight away, so I decided I was going to put some sort of bongos in, a bit of a high bongo and a low bongo, something like this. So it kept the backbeat, but it also had a few little different bongos playing around, which also gave me the feel of the Afro beat, which is what I wanted. And then along with that, I also had the piano come in. The piano was a very first thing that I actually wrote, but then I decided to move it into the next section rather than starting with it. So once I had all those, I kept the melody going and I kept the bass going. It turned into a really, really cool big instrumental. I needed to start getting some lyrics in and some melody in, so that's when I went into the everything's nothing when, and I still kept the bass and I kept the piano going, and I changed the drums up just a little bit. So I kept the toms in and the bongos, and I added a bit of a snare. It was more of a click snare rather than an actual snare. And then I also took the kick out, which meant it kind of felt like it got pulled back just a little bit, but not as much as now the next part, which is really broken down. You got that bass again. Oh, gotta keep on running. So we've only got the bass. Leads us to the biggest part of the song, or one of the biggest parts, which is the main chorus. The chorus sounds very big. It's only because the first part is so pulled back, going from a bass into a drum beat, the keys coming back, a guitar coming in. It makes it sound a lot bigger, but there actually isn't as many elements as it sounds. So we've got now a drum beat coming in, which is really, really cool drum beat. It's a very Afro beat groove. You can hear it still keeps in the toms and stuff, which is what I really wanted. It still has the keys, which we had heard earlier, but then something I wanted to add was the guitar. So you can break it down into a solo for a second. Which I think has got a really tropical vibe to it, which once again falls back onto my Afro pop sort of feel. And something else that I added was just this kind of synth as well. So it kind of gives a bass, but it's actually a synth that's just playing some melodical things. All together you have the full beat. As you can see, to make this track, all I really did was move around all the things that I had already written earlier on when I was just kind of playing around, and then I just slowly built them up, or just kind of moved them around to create the dynamic within the song. Then you have your broken down chorus, I have my broken down bridge, and then I have the big choruses where everything comes in as one, but each layer has room and it's overlapping. And if you haven't already streamed Lullaby, please go and stream it and have a good listen and let me know what your thoughts are. I hope you've enjoyed breaking down the track with me.